Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into one of the most talked about military questions in the world. What would happen if the United States and Iran went to war? Would the world's most powerful military crush Iran within days? Or could Iran surprise the world and turn the conflict into a long and costly battle? This is not just a comparison of soldiers and weapons. This is a clash of military strategy, geography, technology, and national determination. And trust me, the answer isn't as simple as you might think. So sit back, relax, and watch until the end, because the final conclusion may completely change the way you see modern warfare. Let's begin. Chapter 1. The Two Nations. Before we compare military strength, let's understand the two countries. The United States is considered the most powerful military force on Earth. With military bases spread across the globe, advanced technology, and decades of combat experience, America has the ability to project power almost anywhere in the world. Iran, on the other hand, is a regional power located in the Middle East. It doesn't have America's global reach, but it has spent decades preparing for potential conflicts with stronger enemies. Iran's military strategy focuses on defense, missile warfare, drones, and making any invasion extremely difficult. So, while America has overwhelming military power, Iran has spent years preparing to survive against it. And that's where things get interesting. Chapter 2. Military Budget. Let's talk money. Military power depends heavily on defense spending. The United States spends hundreds of billions of dollars every year on defense. That's more than many countries combined. This massive budget allows America to develop advanced fighter jets, stealth bombers, aircraft carriers, satellites, and cutting-edge military technology. Iran's military budget is much smaller. But instead of competing directly, Iran invests heavily in missiles, drones, underground facilities, and defensive systems. America buys the most advanced weapons. Iran focuses on weapons that are cheaper but still capable of causing serious damage. Different approaches, different goals, different strategies. Chapter 3. Air power. Now let's move to one of the most important factors in modern warfare. Air power. And this is where the United States has a massive advantage. America operates some of the most advanced fighter aircraft in history. Stealth jets can avoid radar detection and strike targets deep inside enemy territory. Advanced surveillance aircraft can monitor movements from thousands of miles away. Military satellites provide real-time intelligence. If war started tomorrow, America's Air Force would likely launch attacks against radar stations, missile sites, command centers, and military infrastructure. Iran's Air Force is much smaller and relies on a mix of older aircraft and domestically upgraded systems. In a direct air battle, the United States would hold a significant advantage. But Iran knows this, which is why it has developed alternative ways to fight. Chapter 4. Iran's Missile Arsenal. This is where the story changes. Iran possesses one of the largest missile programs in the region. Thousands of missiles of different ranges are believed to be available. Many are stored in underground tunnels and hidden facilities. Some launchers can move from location to location, making them difficult to target. Imagine hundreds of missiles being launched toward military bases and strategic targets. Even if many are intercepted, some could still get through. This creates a serious challenge. Iran's goal would not necessarily be to defeat America directly. Its goal would be to increase the cost of war and force difficult decisions. And that strategy has been developed for decades. Chapter 5. The Naval Battle. Now let's move to the sea. The United States Navy is considered one of the most powerful naval forces in history. Aircraft carriers alone act like floating military bases. These ships can launch fighter jets, support military operations, and project power across entire regions. Iran cannot match this naval strength directly. Instead, it focuses on fast attack boats, anti-ship missiles, naval mines, and coastal defense systems. The strategy is simple. Avoid fighting the American Navy head-on. Instead, create challenges in narrow waterways and strategic locations. A naval conflict would likely be intense and highly unpredictable. Chapter 6. The Geography Problem. Many people focus only on weapons, but geography wins wars too. Iran is a large country with mountains, deserts, and difficult terrain. This terrain creates natural defensive advantages. Even the most advanced military in the world faces challenges when operating in difficult environments. History has shown that technology alone does not guarantee an easy victory. Any military operation would require careful planning and enormous logistical support. And geography would play a major role in shaping the conflict. Chapter 7. Drones and Modern Warfare. Modern wars are changing, and drones have become one of the most important weapons on the battlefield. Iran has invested heavily in drone technology. These drones can perform surveillance missions and strike targets at long distances. The United States also possesses highly advanced drone capabilities. In a future conflict, drones from both sides could play a major role. The battlefield would extend far beyond traditional front lines. Technology, intelligence, and electronic warfare would become just as important as tanks and aircraft. Chapter 8. The Global Impact. A war between the United States and Iran would not affect only those two countries. The consequences could be global. Energy markets could react. International trade routes could face disruptions. Financial markets could become unstable. Countries around the world would closely monitor every development. This is why many experts believe that avoiding escalation remains in everyone's interest, because the effects of a major conflict would extend far beyond the battlefield. Final analysis. So, who would win? If we're talking strictly about military power, technology, air superiority, naval strength, and global reach, the United States holds a significant advantage. Its military capabilities are unmatched in many areas. However, war is not simply about who has better weapons. It's about strategy, it's about endurance, it's about geography, and it's about the ability to absorb pressure while continuing to fight. Iran has spent years preparing for exactly that type of challenge. This means that while the United States would likely have major military advantages, any conflict could become extremely costly, complex, and unpredictable. And that's why military analysts around the world continue to study this scenario so carefully. Outro. Now I want to hear your opinion. Who do you think would have the advantage in a conflict between the United States and Iran? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another military breakdown. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.